Islam, the Muslims, the world's second largest group of religious people. Now, someone may ask them, do you have any good reasons to conclude that Muhammad was really a prophet of God? And they may say, the Quran cannot be replicated. The skeptic says, if I write a poem that cannot be replicated, does that mean that it's from God? But when the skeptic asks the Christian, do you have any good reasons to conclude that Jesus is the Son of God? Well, you can say yes. He claimed it, and he proved it. And this is the strategy that can be used to defend anything in the Bible. Jesus claimed it, and he proved it. You see, anything Jesus said is true. Jesus claimed to be God, and he proved it with miracles. Therefore, Jesus is God. And what God teaches is true. Jesus taught that the Bible is the Word of God. So anything taught in the Bible is true. Jesus affirmed the Old Testament and promised the New Testament. Next, the critic may ask you, well, how do you know that Jesus did miracles? And you can say, the New Testament is historically reliable. And what does that mean? Well, it means the New Testament can be relied upon as an accurate account of what happened in history. It means the New Testament is innocent until proven guilty. It's an accurate account. The burden of proof is on the opposing party to show otherwise. Next, the skeptic may ask, how do you know that the New Testament is historically reliable? And you can say, the testimony of reliable eyewitnesses and contemporaries has been accurately transmitted. And that's it. Reliable eyewitnesses or contemporaries, accurately transmitted. So this is where we're at so far. If you can defend the New Testament as being historically reliable, then everything else taught in the Bible will follow. Because the New Testament says that Jesus claimed to be God. And then he proved it with miracles. And he taught that the Bible is the Word of God. So we show that the New Testament is historically reliable by showing that the reports from reliable eyewitnesses or contemporaries, and that the documents have been transmitted accurately from the time of their original composition. So let's start with the reliable eyewitnesses or contemporaries. Now, to show that the New Testament was written by reliable eyewitnesses or contemporaries, you need to defend an early date of the documents. You see, the critics will attempt to strengthen their case by claiming a late date, and this allows for them to say that myth has developed. Now, I plan to make a video, Lord willing, on the fine details that show an early date. And until then, remember, even some negative critical scholars place one or more of the Gospels within the lifetimes of the eyewitnesses or contemporaries of the events, such as William F. Albright or John A.T. Robinson. And since the documents are within the lifetimes of the apostles and contemporaries, there would be no time for mythological embellishment of the record. Legend takes at least 2 full generations, according to Sherwin-White. So the documents must be accepted as historical. So the original New Testament documents are reliable testimonies of historical events. Next, we move to the accurate transmission. Now, how do we know that our copies of the original documents are accurate copies? Well, we show that we have more copies, better copies, and earlier copies than any other ancient document. And I plan on doing a video, Lord willing, of the fine details of the manuscripts. This video is intended to provide the basic outline of the strategy. The strategy boils down to the New Testament is historically a reliable account. We have reliable testimony of historical events that happened. Now, the critic can choose not to believe the testimonies of these eyewitnesses and contemporaries, but so what? unless they can provide good reasons to conclude that the documents are unreliable, then the Christians are warranted in the belief that they are accurate accounts. So the New Testament is the historical evidence. The New Testament is all we need to make the case. And when we have the New Testament, everything else follows, and it follows like a steamroller, because in it, Jesus taught that the Bible is the Word of God, and He proved it with miracles. Since we have this basic strategy, this simple strategy, we can memorize it. And if we get questions while we're sharing the gospel, this may help. Now keep in mind, this strategy, it works for those who already believe in God. Those who don't may just say that the miracles, they have naturalistic explanations. And providing good reasons to conclude the existence of God will help here. See my video titled, Why I Am a Christian. Well, consider following me on Twitter. I regularly engage with the atheists there. And please comment, like, share, subscribe. And for more information, get this book. And have a great day.